All right, the play is called Alice Isn't All There.
Yeah.
Okay. First off, what's your background and how'd you end up in Ogdensburg?
Oh, my. Well, my background is comedy, both as a writer, performer. I started in New York actually doing writing for the stage. I wrote for Radio City Music Hall. I had a couple off-Broadway musicals I did, and an off-Broadway musical, One and One, which I won some awards with, and partnered with Diane Adams, who has a big hit on Broadway right now called A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, and she's the vocal arranger. And then I met Richard LaGravenese. Now, he's a director and a screenwriter. He wrote Bridges of Madison County and The Ref, The Mirror Has Two Faces, The Fisher King, and now he's directing. He has a new musical he's directed. Oh gosh, I should know the name, but I don't. But anyway, we partnered and actually became a comedy duo, so like a Nichols and May, and we were called the Double R. So Richard and Richard. And at that time, there was a train that I believe it went to Brooklyn. Brooklyn Heights? I'm not sure. But anyway, it was called the Double R. They don't have it anymore. But we took that name. We called ourselves the Double R, and we did off-Broadway houses and comedy clubs and so forth. And then I met a young woman named Amy McKenzie, and she had her father was an award-winning, Tony Award-winning producer, and he was the bus and truck guy. He'd take shows out of New York, but he also had one of the oldest residential summer theaters in America called the Peninsula Players, and I thought that would be a cool place to work. So I ended up there, and then started a theater company called New Age Vaudeville that we performed in Chicago and Original Fair. We lived together for 6 years, and out of that, Megan Cavanaugh came from that company. She was League of Their Own and the voice of Jimmy Neutron. Is that it? Jimmy Neutron's mom. Okay. And a bunch of Disney fare, a lot of Mel Brooks, older stuff. She was ensemble with that, Megan Cavanaugh. And then Tom Purcell was in the company. He went on to be the head writer for the Colbert Report and also the Cosby Show and a few other things. So great talented writer. And then Del Close was a member of the company, and he is one of the founders of Second City. The improv movement and so forth. And then I was in, I know this is a long, how I got here, but I sort of took some time off to write, a lot of time off actually. And then a friend of mine said, hey, I'm in this town called Port Townsend, Washington, that's like sort of sandwiched between San Francisco and Vancouver. Be a great town to come and just hang out. And I did. I fell in love with it and started a theater company there called Black Pearl Cabaret, and brought out a character that I write under, Anand Plum, Brasilia R. Creep with a K. Sort of been compared to Edward Gorey, if you know who Edward Gorey is, illustrator and. But anyway, that was very successful. And then I have a twin brother, identical, Michael, and he's an Episcopal priest. And he was hired as the rector for St. John's Episcopal Church here in Ogdensburg. And at that time, he was in Colorado, and his wife couldn't relocate immediately. She had to find a job, obviously. Right. She was a principal there for a private school. And so he came, and then he said, hey, we had gone our separate ways, as kids, right? He went off to seek his fame and fortune and vice versa. So he said, well, this would be a good opportunity for us to sort of reunite and then I don't have to be all alone here. Well, I came, and I really liked it here. I mean, a lot. It just felt like home and everything. So he said, we have this space at the parish house, which is right behind St. John's. Beautiful building, stone building, built in the late 1800s. And on the second floor is the perfect place for a theater. He said, why don't you continue what you were doing? And I said, I will. And then that was the birth of the St. John's Conservatory Theater. Our first production, Alice Isn't All There, an original, never before done this, so this is a premiere. Mm-hmm. It was the show I was finishing up for the Black Pearl Cabaret, so I just finished it here. So it's a 90-minute offering and all original songs. And if you think it's sort of Tim Burton meets Monty Python, so it could be an idea of the spirit of the show. And yeah, I mean that's how I got here.
And the cast for this is all local. Crew is local too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of talent here. I'll tell you. We held auditions and we're really fortunate to get Alexa Hooper, and Haley Weber, who I guess often compete in some of the talent shows here and so forth. So we have a contemporary Alice who goes through a traditional Wonderland. All the iconic characters are there. And then there's a Victorian Alice, which is based after Alice Liddell, the woman that Lewis Carroll actually based Alice on.
Okay.
And she haunts Alice, so to speak, in this production. And so Alice goes through Wonderland with the help of the old Alice. And so we're able to cast two really mega talented young ladies in it. Plus, we have Angela Dwyer and Chris Dwyer, our husband and wife, and they're local as well. And she is a local music teacher,
right? And
he's also a teacher, and they're both actors, and so they both play a multitude of roles. Most specifically, Mr. and Mrs. Zizzlebot, because the story is being told by a circus, a European circus, the Bells and Weasel Circus. And it's not the rainbow-colored circus clowns of America, of the American tradition. It's more the European, so the black and white, more the Pagliacci, the white outfits and the black buttons they have on the front and so forth. So it's that type of. And they're telling this new version of the Alice in Wonderland story. But anyway, that Chris and Angela also serves as our music director.
Right.
She's very talented. And arranger. She arranges all the music. And then Chris is also our technical director.
Okay.
So everybody wears several hats.
Right.
And
which is how it works in smaller theater anyways.
Absolutely.
You're doing multiple things.
Oh, yeah.
To get these productions out. Show dates are when?
Let's see, we're the 10th. Well, it's October,
right.
10th and 11th, 14th, 15th. Oh boy, I don't have it in front of me.
It's Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock
for 3 weeks.
It's for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Beginning the second week in October.
Okay.
At the St. John's Episcopal Parish House, which is right directly behind the church.
Okay.
And then you can enter it through Knox and Franklin.
Okay. On
the corner there, so there's a way to get there.
And tickets still available for this?
Yeah, you can get tickets on brownpapertickets.com or the night of the show. Of course, they're cheaper if you get them in advance at brownpapertickets.com. And it's a suggested donation, so nobody's turned away.
Okay.
Yeah, we want you to see the show. It's really important to us. And then... let's see, we have Sloan Ryan, also a local, who's in the show. Paige Murray.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
Yeah. Talented as our Cheshire Cat.
Right.
And also she's one of the circus clowns. So,
okay.
And she gets to sing a lot. So
yes.
I'll tell you, Sloan and Paige are buddies, I think, in real life. So they're fun to have around. Their energy is really contagious, and they bring a lot of humor and a lot of fun. The whole cast is a lot of fun.
Okay. Dee
Bellinger is in it. She plays our Dormouse. And then, of course, I play the Mad Hatter and Belvedere Brumpleton, who is the sort of the ringleader of the Bells and Weasel Circus that tells the tale of Alice Isn't All There. But I think I've included everybody.
Okay.
And Pat Duffy is our orchestrator.
Okay.
Yeah, Pat Duffy. Also, local legend musically. I mean, he's... plays a multitude of instruments. He's certainly known for his rock and roll, the music that he's done and records. Personally, but he also is responsible for working with a lot of different people musically and so forth. So he has a very diverse background, which I'm sure he'd be better at telling you than me. But yeah, there it is.
Starts
Trying to
October
remember
10th.
everyone's name.
Starts October 10th, 3 weekends, three Fridays and Saturdays consecutively. BrownPaperTickets.com.
That's right.
Or just come out to the show starting at 7.
Right.
Hour and a half show each time.
Hour and a half, all original music. It's
Yeah.
a musical comedy.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun, and we're giving tickets away.
We are.
We
Okay.
are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4 tickets. Two pairs.
2 pairs.
Tickets for each show.
Okay.
So each weekend. So and I don't know how we do that. What was that? A call in or?
We'll have
Yeah.
something for
Okay.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely.
Alice isn't all there.